getting the facts right. This is WCTI News Channel 12 on Fox Eastern Carolina.
President Trump says he will fight today's ruling against his travel ban. A federal court of appeals upheld the suspension of the ban.
The president took to Twitter tonight to express his reaction, saying, "See you in court. The security of our nation is at stake."
Bottom line, this is a complete victory for the state of Washington.
Citizens from 7 majority Muslim countries with valid visas will continue to be allowed to enter the United States for now, after the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals deciding unanimously Thursday to uphold the suspension of President Donald Trump's controversial travel ban.
What we argued to the court yesterday was that it's the role of the courts to say what the law is and to serve as a check on the executive branch, and that's what the court has done in this opinion.
The panel of 3 judges saying the government did not give evidence of national security concerns that justified the ban or evidence that anyone from these 7 countries had committed a terror attack in the United States. The president responding to the ruling on social media, tweeting, "See you in court. The security of our nation is at stake," and telling reporters outside the White House he thinks his administration will prevail.
It's a political decision, and we're going to see them in court, and I look forward to doing it.
Trump has said he's willing to take this all the way to the Supreme Court. The Justice Department is reviewing the decision and considering its options. Meanwhile, Democratic lawmakers on Capitol Hill already responding to the decision.
And I think that's an important message that our constitutional system will work.
In Washington, I'm Kristen Holmes.
President Trump says he does not believe the decision undercuts his presidency and says his administration will win the case.
I'm meteorologist Sonny Coxon. Across the region, we've been seeing those temperatures fall now. We're back into the 30s in many locations, a few 40s down to the south, like the 40 at New Bern, Havelock at 41, 40 in Jacksonville, and 41 at Beaufort. Everybody else in the mid-30s now, and we'll continue to cool down this evening. The winds are starting to settle a little bit, mainly now right around that 10-mile-per-hour mark, a few just to either side of that. But again, settling down from what we saw earlier today. The clouds continue to move on offshore, and we're seeing clear skies that will develop and allow us to cool down in the overnight period. So as you head out the door tomorrow morning, here's what you're looking at. Down into the 20s for most areas, maybe back up to 33 by 8 o'clock, and you can see all the clear skies out there. Now, not a warm day tomorrow. I'll show you what to expect for tomorrow. Plus, we'll take a look at the weekend and see what that has in store coming up in about 10 minutes.
New at 10, we're learning a Greenville man died this afternoon when his tractor trailer went over the side of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge tunnel. You're looking at video of the scene in Virginia. The driver, identified as 47-year-old Joseph Chen, was spotted on top of the truck. A Navy helicopter rescued him, but Chen died on the way to the hospital. Investigators say the bridge tunnel was under travel restrictions due to high winds at the time of the crash.
A bill moving through the State General Assembly seeks to repeal North Carolina's concealed carry permit requirement. Now, this isn't the first time lawmakers have tried that, and under current law, a handgun owner is required to complete a handgun safety and information course to qualify for a permit. The new proposal would require only the federal background check to buy a weapon with no restriction on concealment.
If I'm in a situation where I'm being stalked or threatened and I'm waiting on a permit, my life is in danger. Unless the police department is going to send an officer to be by my side 24/7, I'm responsible for my safety.
Many gun advocates are optimistic about the new legislation, but opponents say they are gearing up to fight what they believe would lead to more gun violence.
A family member died because they were struck by a driver who wasn't paying attention. And I've seen how hard it was for families to put their lives back together after losing a loved one.
A Greenville City Council meeting turned emotional tonight. People expressed their opposition to a proposed DOT project. News Channel 12's Rosita Cox has details on the project and why so many people are against it.
This is the intersection of Evans and Greenville Boulevard in Greenville. You can see how busy it is.
Traffic that's proposed for that thoroughfare is going to well exceed the capacity of the 2-lane road.
That is why the DOT wants to widen the road. It would give Evans 4 lanes with a 23-foot median, as well as bike lanes and a sidewalk. It would look something like this. Members of the community spoke in support of the project.
Improve safety, improve health, cut down on car congestion.
But many are against it for personal reasons.
Taking all of the garden that we planted when I was little, the tree that I actually used the leaves off of in November for my wedding bouquet, these expansions will go into that land.
The project would affect many homes, cutting into residential yards. Mayor of Gander gave an emotional speech to the council Thursday why it should not be done.
And I've seen how hard it was for families to lose their lives back.
The project would take up to 3 years and cost more than $18 million for construction alone.
We plan on trying to complete the planning document this summer and hopefully begin on right-of-way plans and go to right-of-way in 2019 and start construction in 2021.
The DOT says it can't be sure how much personal property would be affected until it actually designs the plan. But for Gander, any amount of land is too much.
All those places that I've made these special memories are just being replaced by a piece of asphalt, and it really just hits home with all of us.
Reporting in Greenville, I'm Rosita Cox for News Channel 12.
That project will start at the intersection of Greenville Boulevard and Evans and stop at Worthington Road in Winterville.
A Hope County animal shelter owner accused of animal cruelty last year now faces child pornography charges. 69-year-old Stephen Spear is charged with 114 counts of second and third degree sexual exploitation of a minor. His bond was set at $228,000. In January 2016, authorities raided the Haven Friends for Life no-kill shelter and removed about 600 animals that, after getting complaints about neglect, investigators say they found at least 15 dead dogs in scattered burial sites throughout the shelter property.
This guy hasn't been on our radar. You know, we watch our sex offenders. We monitor what they do, where they go, where they live. But this one is not on our radar. He's been out here doing whatever he wants to do without anyone knowing that he's preying on young people.
Spear was charged in 2009 with 18 counts of child porn, that while he was a teacher at Fayetteville Tech. He agreed to a plea deal and was not required to register as a sex offender in that case.
A school system in our state takes steps toward making the buses kids ride on safer. Durham Public Schools will receive 9 new school buses by early summer with 3-point lap-to-shoulder belts. A recent NTSB study shows those types of seat belts are more effective. It will cost a total of $7,000 per bus to install the new seat belts. The money is coming from the county's Department of Instruction.
UNC Chapel Hill welcomes a new dean of its School of Nursing, focused on addressing a national shortage of nurses. Paragallo Montano served more than a decade as the dean of the University of Miami School of Nursing and Health Studies. Some factors in the shortage include an aging nursing population, the need for better recruiting, and stronger academic clinical partnership that helps get nursing students the real-world experience they need.
A pilot is making it his mission to rescue battered dogs in North Carolina. Paul visits North Carolina too often as a dog rescue pilot. He flies his own plane to pick up dogs from kill shelters and transports them to animal rescue groups so they can find forever homes. He was set to pick up 2 dogs in Wilson, but ended up filling his plane with dogs. When he saw Kimber and Rocky, he says they took his breath away.
Rocky had been just malnourished and abused, but Kimber had actually been shot in the head and beaten.
The 2 dogs are now in foster care, waiting to find their forever homes.
All right, well, Paul has his own plane, but you may want to think about checking with your airlines if you plan a flight out soon. That's because the major winter storm in the Northeast continues to ground hundreds of flights tonight.
And people in one city say a parking meter proposal won't move forward without a fight.
And we will see our temperatures continue to fall overnight. That means the kids for the bus stop tomorrow morning better grab the coat. 29 degrees when the bus pulls up to take you back to Friday class. I'll show you what to expect for tomorrow and the rest of the weekend coming up right after the break.